Welcome to English a Long Way, the podcast that helps you learn English the real way. Okay, I want to start today with a question, and I want you to be honest with yourself.
Ooh, okay.
Have you ever thought to yourself, maybe I'm just too old for this? Like, kids learn so easily. My accent is already set. My brain just doesn't work like it used to.
I mean, I've definitely heard people say that.
Right? And today, we are going to talk about that feeling, that belief. Are you actually too old to learn English fluently?
And spoiler, my answer might surprise you.
Already being controversial? Love it. Okay, so here's where I stand. No, you are not too old. I genuinely believe that adults can reach fluency at any age.
Any age? Like any?
Any.
Okay, but come on. A 70-year-old and a 7-year-old are not learning the same way.
Of course not. The process is different. The timeline might be different, but the destination? Still reachable.
I don't know.
Marcus, think about what fluency actually means. It doesn't mean zero accent. It doesn't mean perfect grammar. It means you can express yourself clearly, confidently, naturally.
Okay, that's a fair definition.
And adults can absolutely do that.
But here's my thing. Kids are just better at languages, like scientifically.
Are they really, though?
I mean, yeah, that's like a known fact.
It's more complicated than that, and I want to push back on it.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, yes, kids have a natural advantage with accent.
Right.
Up to around 12 or so, the brain is super flexible with sounds.
The critical period.
Exactly. After that, it gets harder to sound completely native.
See? I was right.
But
Uh-oh.
adults are better at many other things.
Wait. Really?
Yes, adults learn vocabulary faster. Adults understand grammar patterns more quickly. Adults can focus in a way kids can't. A kid learns English by being surrounded by it. 12 hours a day for years.
Right.
An adult can study for one focused hour and learn more in that hour than a kid learns in a full day.
Okay. That's actually interesting.
Adults have life experience. We already know how the world works. We already have thousands of concepts in our brain. We just need to put English words on them.
Like the concept of deadline already exists in your head.
Exactly. You're not learning what a deadline is. You're just learning the English word for it.
Huh. I never thought about it that way.
Kids have to learn the concept and the word at the same time. Adults just need the word.
Okay. That is a real advantage. I'll give you that. But
Now you have a but.
I do. Adults have something kids don't have.
What's that?
Fear of embarrassment.
Oh.
A 5-year-old will say anything. Wrong words, wrong grammar, total nonsense sometimes. And they just don't care.
They have zero ego about it.
Zero ego. An adult? We are terrified of sounding stupid.
Yeah, that's real.
So the real problem isn't age.
It's pride.
It's pride. It's self-consciousness. It's the fear of making a mistake in front of someone.
And that is what actually stops adults. Not their brain, their fear.
And honestly, I think that's a bigger barrier than any biology.
I completely agree with that.
Wait, you're agreeing with me?
Don't make it weird.
It's weird. It's already weird.
Okay, I want to bring in some real information here.
Let's hear it.
There's this idea called neuroplasticity.
Big word. Go on.
It basically means your brain can still change, still grow, still form new connections at any age.
So the idea that your brain just freezes at 30?
Myth.
Complete myth?
Complete myth. Your brain keeps adapting. It just needs the right input, consistent practice, and real engagement.
Okay, but let's be honest, it is slower after a certain age.
Sure, in some ways, but slower doesn't mean impossible.
True.
And here's something people don't talk about enough. Studies have shown that adult learners who are motivated often outperform younger learners.
Wait, really?
Because motivation is powerful. A 25-year-old who needs English for their career is going to work harder than a bored 10-year-old in a classroom.
That's so true.
Intensity beats age, almost every time.
Okay, but what about accent? Because I feel like that's what people really worry about.
Right. I'll never sound like a native speaker.
Exactly. And honestly, that might be true for some people.
It might be. But here's my question. Does it matter? Think about it. There are millions of highly successful people who speak English with an accent and communicate brilliantly.
Like CEOs, scientists, world leaders.
Exactly. An accent isn't a weakness. It's just proof that you speak more than one language.
Okay, I love that reframe.
The goal isn't to sound American or British. The goal is to be understood and respected.
And those things are totally achievable at any age.
At any age.
Can I tell you about someone I know?
Please.
My neighbor started learning English at 52.
52. Okay.
He basically had zero English before that. Like, hello, goodbye, that's it. His company started working with international clients, and suddenly he needed English for real.
So he had real motivation.
Huge motivation. So he practiced every single day, watched shows in English, talked to anyone who would listen.
Bond?
Within 2 years, he was doing business calls entirely in English.
2 years from zero.
From basically zero. Does he have an accent? Yes. Does he sometimes pause to find a word? Sure. But is he fluent? Absolutely.
That's such a good example.
And he told me the hardest part wasn't the language.
What was it?
Letting go of the embarrassment. He said for the first few months, he was so scared to speak because he felt like a child.
That's so common.
Right? A grown man, successful, experienced, feeling like a complete beginner.
But he pushed through it.
He pushed through it.
And that's the whole story.
And that really is the whole story.
Okay, mine's a little different. I had a student. She came to me at 40, and she said, and I remember this clearly.
What did she say?
She said, I just want to be able to talk to my grandchildren. They're growing up in an English-speaking country, and I want them to know me, really know me.
Oh, wow.
Right? That's not just motivation, that's love.
That's deep.
And she worked so hard, not because it was easy. It wasn't easy, but because the reason was bigger than the difficulty.
The reason was bigger than the difficulty. Write that down, everyone.
Seriously. Okay, here's the shift I really want to make today.
Go for it.
Stop comparing yourself to children.
That sounds obvious, but
But we do it all the time. My kid learned English in 1 year. Why am I still struggling after 2?
right, the comparison trap.
Your kid is surrounded by English every day, all day, at school, with friends, on TV.
They're basically bathing in the language.
Yes, you study for 1 hour after a full day of work, while you're tired, while you have 100 other responsibilities.
That's not a fair comparison.
It's not a fair comparison, so stop making it.
Compare yourself to where you were 6 months ago.
Exactly. Are you better than you were 6 months ago?
That's the only question that matters.
That's the only question.
And here's something I think about. Adults actually have one more thing kids don't have.
What's that?
They know why they're learning.
Oh, that's good.
A 6-year-old doesn't choose to learn English. They just absorb it. No intention, no goal.
But you have a job you want, a country you want to move to, a relationship you want to build.
People to connect with, dreams you want to chase.
That intentionality is incredibly powerful.
And honestly, I'd take that over being 7 years old again.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's get practical for a second.
Yes, people need real advice.
If you're an adult learner, here's what actually works.
Hit me.
First, consistency over intensity.
Say more.
30 minutes every day is better than 5 hours on Saturday.
Always.
Your brain needs repetition, small doses, regular doses. That's how new connections form.
What's number 2?
Use English for things you already love.
Ooh, like what?
If you love cooking, watch cooking videos in English. Read recipes in English.
Okay.
If you love football, follow English sports commentary. Read the match reports.
The language comes naturally when you're engaged.
Exactly. You're not studying anymore, you're just living in English.
That's the goal.
And number 3, this one is maybe the most important.
Go on.
Speak before you feel ready.
Nobody likes that advice.
Nobody likes it, but everyone who follows it
Sees results.
because you never fully feel ready. Never. Readiness is a lie you tell yourself to avoid the fear.
So speak messy.
Speak messy.
Speak imperfectly.
And let the language clean itself up over time.
That's good advice for, like, everything, not just English.
Honestly, yes. Okay, we want you to think about this now.
Take a real moment with these questions.
First question. Have you ever told yourself you're too old or too far behind or that it's just too late?
Just notice that. Don't judge it. Just notice where that thought comes from.
Pause. Second question. What is your reason for learning English? Your real reason, the one that actually matters to you.
Because that reason, that's your fuel.
Pause. And third, if age wasn't a factor at all, how would you learn differently?
That's the question. How would you show up if fear wasn't in the room?
Gently. Think about that one. All right, let's land this plane.
Let's do it.
Are you too old to learn English fluently?
No.
No. The answer is no. Full stop.
Your brain is not broken. Your brain is not finished.
You are not too old. You are experienced. You are motivated. You are capable.
The only real barriers are fear and comparison.
And both of those are in your mind, not in your biology.
Thoughtfully, your brain can change. At any age, it just needs the right conditions.
Consistency, real motivation, and the courage to speak before you're ready.
That's it. That's genuinely it.
So, wherever you are right now, whatever age you're at, start today. Not when you feel ready, today.
Warmly. And we'll be here every step of the way.
That's it for today's episode of English a Long Way.
If this helped you, or if you know someone who needs to hear this today, please share this episode with them.
And drop a comment. Tell us how old you were when you started learning English. We read every single one.
Subscribe if you haven't already. New episode every week.
Warmly, keep going, English learners. You are not too old. You never were.
Smiling. Never.